You're probably enjoying the greatest freedom in your life you will ever know. You've no mortgage payments, you've no child to care for, and can be considered the carefree or financial free part of your life. Now, it's also the best time to plan for the future. Start those investments, start that financial strategy in your 20s, that when you go into your 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, you'll be on your way, you'll be financially secure, you'll have a solid portfolio, you'll have an action-packed financial plan which will help you later on in life, and you will have a financially secure future. Now we're going to go through essential tips in this video that will blow your mind, believe it or not, but this is how you can have a solid financial future. First step we need to look at, probably the most boring, but it's essential. We need to look at creating a financial plan. And in this financial plan, we need to look at our net income every month, and we need to make allocations of that net income against saving, against paying off debt, against investments, and against just our daily spend, because these are essentially what will make up how we are going to allocate that income. Now, let's first look at saving. Saving is vitally important. You're in your 20s, you're probably going to save for a down payment on a home. You'll be saving up to get married perhaps. So savings is essential. Also, have a think about it. If you were driving down your local road and your car broke and you needed to pay to get the car towed and you need to get paid to get the car repaired, and that came to $500, $600, would you have that money there in your pocket or in your bank account currently? Probably not. This is why we need an emergency fund. We need savings. Savings can help us in situations like this and does not bring on additional debt. Next thing we're going to look at is paying down our debt. Especially here, we want to look at debt which creates high interest. Credit cards. Then we want to move to car loans. We want to move to student loans, mortgages. We want to pay down all of our debt. But credit cards, as they attract the highest amount of interest, we want to pay them down first. That's vitally important. So if we pay down our debt, if we can save a bit as well, we can then look at investments. This is where you're going to get your growth. This is where you're going to get your financial stability down the line. And this is where compound interest, that key powerful word, is going to come in, and it's going to help you, and it can make you rich. Now, the reason I say I'm making a financial plan is because if we look at investments and we heavily invest in our 20s, we could have a fully funded retirement fund, which is perfect, exactly what we want. But there is no point having that if we have endless debt, we have endless credit card bills, we have endless student loans, we have a high mortgage. There is no point. So we just need to make a financial plan. We need to allocate our income correctly. We need to save 10 to 20% if we can of our income. We can invest 10 to 20%, and then we could look at using the remainder towards our monthly bills or social life as well. We're going to look at the power of compound interest and why compound interest is very important when investing early in our 20s. Now, we're going to look at investing into a Roth IRA. This is a retirement account. And the good thing about this account is we can pay into it now because we're probably on low income. We're starting off in our careers, our income's probably low, our tax bracket's low. So we're paying the tax now. So when we retire and we withdraw this fund, we do not have to pay the tax down the future, which is a great benefit of this scheme. Now we're going to look, if we invested $300 per month at age 20 up until age 60, that's 40 years of $300 per month, and we assume that we get an average annual return of 8% per year, which is definitely achievable. Then we could be coming out at that retirement fund with a fund of just over $1 million. This is the power of compound interest. However, if we change our term and we started at age 30 instead of age 20, and we invested the same amount, it'd be just over 30 years instead of 40 years. Our retirement fund would be only worth just over $440,000. This is because compound interest is adding to your fund on a yearly basis, and the earlier you get started, the higher benefits you redeem later in your career. That's why it's very important to start looking at retirement schemes as early as possible as you physically can. Alternatively, if your employer is providing a 401k scheme where they match the contributions you put into your fund, this is great because you're essentially putting your contributions in, and then your employer is matching your contributions, so you're getting double contributions in. Essentially, they're giving you a free contribution, which is adding to your fund and which will increase how much you will get on retirement. Another way you could look at investment is if you had saved up a lump sum, you could look at investing it in an index fund or an exchange traded fund, an ETF. What these are essentially is pieces of different investments. So for example, if we look at the S&P 500, we could invest in the 500 of them companies that make up the S&P 500. So you're performance tracking all of them companies. You're diversifying your risk and you're not focusing on one company here, for example, or one company there. You're tracking the whole 500 companies in the S&P 500 and you're tracking their performance. And if we look at their performance from 1926 until now, they've had an average annual return of 10% per year. So if we take our scenario again where you're age 20 and you invest $10,000 to age 60, 40 years, that is a retirement fund from your $10,000 initial investment of $450,000, which is also a very good way of investing, especially if you have lump sums. Another great investment is an investment in yourself. This can be through educational techniques or it can be through dedicated hard work. Hard work takes energy, it takes stress, and it takes motivation. Whereas if you wanted to do an educational course to increase your knowledge or increase your skills, this will advance your career where you could earn a greater income down the line. Now, I know investing in your education is also costly, but it always pays off down the line if you choose the correct career steps and you follow advice of more professional and experienced individuals. This will be highly beneficial to you, and it's also a great way to invest because you can increase your investments into what we talked about on earlier, into ETFs, into your IRA accounts, into your 401k. If you increase your salary, this will give you more money, and you could increase, if you wish, also into these different initiatives, which will make you more financially secure and will create a better financial future for yourself. Thanks for watching today's video, guys. Make sure to check out my recession proof video. Very important because the current situation with the coronavirus, we don't know what's going to happen economically, so it's very important that you check out my video on how to become recession proof. Thanks very much and talk to you soon.